So how can we as songwriters, creators, musicians, what can we do to make our music better, more desirable for you and the music supervision community at large? I elaborated a little bit on his question, but I think that's the essence of what he wanted to know. What can they do to make it better for you?
Well, first of all, whoever asked that, do you remember who it was that asked that?
Yeah, I think it was Alex Dillon.
Okay. Well, Alex already has a leg up on a way of thinking because it is about a long-term relationship. I always tell people, be in it for the long game. Don't be in it for, am I getting my song used today? End of story. If you don't use my song, I don't like you. Being in it for the long game. So asking a question like that is part of building a relationship. It really is about research. Let me back up. The most important thing that you can do is write a song that is true to yourself. Be the artist that you want. Do not write for me. How many people have heard, I'm sure, Michael, you've heard the term, writing for sync.
Right.
Right?
Of course.
I'm not a fan of writing for sync because what you're doing is you're trying to guess what we need, and we don't always know what we need until we find it, until we go through our test process. We may think we need, a country ballad about loss, and we end up totally finding some up-tempo punk song about hope. I mean, we don't know. We try things out. So that's one thing. So the writing for sync to me doesn't make sense. The other problem with writing for sync is, and the writers I'm sure here in this chat room have, thought about this. Sometimes they'll write a song for a project or because they're, quote, wanting to get it used. And if it doesn't get used for that project they're aiming for or for a period of time, they look at it and go, I don't even like this song. It's not a song I like. Write songs that you're proud of. Now, what can you do? What you can do is make it, and this is the old music publisher in me talking, make the song the best song it can be, whether it's used or not in a film, TV show, artist, whatever, to make it. Write a great song, and great is subjective. So if you look at your song, don't have any word or any note that you just went, yeah, that's fine, that's good enough, because I really want to finish this and knock it out. Make it as great as you feel that song itself can be. And it's going to be different than your next song, and the song you wrote before, and the song you write next week. Make it a great song. So that's what I mean by that. So then you're always going to be proud of that song. Then it's about the casting. It's about doing your research. It's about trying to, first of all, put your business in order. Did you write it by yourself? Did you co-write it? If you co-wrote it, is your co-writer published somewhere, or do they own the publishing? Know who owns the master. If you went in with 3 musicians, is everyone going to claim a piece of the master recording, or do you? Know who owns what part of the rights. So when you pitch the song to someone like me, and I say, I love the song, who owns it? Can I clear it with you? And you're like, well, I think my co-writer's published, and there's a few producers that kind of claim part of the track. I have to move on. I'm done. I've moved on. So know your business of your song. Write the song that makes you proud and you happy and fulfilled. Sonically, make it the best it can be. Now, I'm going to give a caveat to that. It can be an iPhone guitar vocal. It could be a rough mix of your band rehearsal track. Any of those work, okay? If I have a scene with a band in the corner of a bar and I just kind of see them in the corner and they're playing, if a song is too polished for the radio, a beautiful, perfect mix, it probably wouldn't work. It'll sound like a radio song, not that band playing in the corner of the bar. So sometimes a rough mix of just a live rehearsal, it works. So if it's an emotional ballad and you give me an iPhone guitar vocal and I can't even really understand the lyric, or the melody, because it's just hear a lot of strumming on your guitar because your guitar is right next to the phone, that doesn't work. But if it's just a rhythmic song and that's what I feel, maybe that does work. So no, have the song presented in a way that highlights what you're wanting that listener to get from your song.